He's paying for everything pretty much.
Well, I pay a portion of the rent, my own rent.
How much do you pay?
That's personal.
All right,
but let's say it's I feel like it's very affordable.
Do you pay as much for the accommodations that you're receiving? Do you pay as much as you would get as you would pay in the open market for a similar or comparable property?
No.
The perks. Okay, so dating for 6 months. Around 6 months. He pays for mostly everything then?
I'll his birthday's coming up, so I've gotten him some gifts, and I've paid for a couple of the dates. Like when we first started dating, I told him about my weight loss journey I've been on, and that in the first month I lost 20 pounds because.
I'm sorry, did you say your journey?
It's a journey. I'm on it.
That's the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
So my first month, I did no fast food, no takeout, just groceries. I lost 20 pounds, so that was pretty sweet. Thanks, people in chat who probably recommended that on the last podcast I was on. So I did it, and so I told my now boyfriend about it. He finished the challenge, and so I rewarded him.
How long have you guys been living together?
Probably 2 months.
What's the distribution of the household chores?
We kind of take turns, but we both do cooking and cleaning. There is I think housekeeper maid who comes every couple weeks to do deep cleaning.
Do you do the laundry?
I do my own laundry and some of his laundry, but it's not on a consistent basis that we're always doing laundry.
So he pays for all the dates. You get heavily discounted rent, perhaps. But you don't. The cooking is 50-50? Or does he?
He's actually a really good cook, and he's really good at baking. So he likes to do those things, and I help him as his sous chef when he cooks, and then I'll take on cooking some of the meals.
Who cleans the dishes?
Whoever cooks cleans the dishes.
But it sounds like he does most of the cooking.
Not most.
Cooks clean the dishes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's crazy. Yeah,
when I cook for my friend, I don't like when he cooks. I only cook, and he cleans everything.
So, I have a question. So, do you agree with the following statement? Men should pay for first dates.
Yes.
Okay. Women should cook and clean.
Sure. Yes.
Should.
Yeah.
You're fine with that statement.
That's fine.
Is it a sexist statement?
That women should cook and clean?
Is it a sexist statement?
I think it depends on the relationship, if that's kind of what the expectation is. I think that most relationships nowadays, people kind of take on whatever works with their schedule. So if he's out, working, he helps with filming stuff, then I'd be on my own to cook. But we kind of plan our meals out and figure out who's going to be cooking what, which day, depending on just life schedules.
Women should be submissive.
It depends on the woman, but I mean, if you have a man that you can trust to lead, sure.
Okay, it depends, but you wouldn't say the same thing about men should pay. It depends on the man. You would say.
I think it depends on the man. I think some men are like sugar babies.
But here's the thing, right? So as a woman, you can go into a date with the expectation of this guy's going to pay for the date, or I suppose the minimum is we might have to split. Girls go on dates, sometimes the guy splits. There's typically never an expectation that the woman's going to go into date with the expectation that she's going to pay for the whole bill. As a man, it's impossible. The best I can hope for is maybe split, but I'm going in with the expectation that I'm going to pay for the whole thing. I don't think there's any dating meta that exists where a guy can go into a date expecting the woman to pick up the entire tab.
Yeah, if she's a sugar mama.
Okay, but yes, that happens, but it's exceptionally rare.
Yeah.
Most women are not going to tolerate that kind of arrangement.
Okay. Wait, what's the question then?
He's saying, like, generally, most men, when they walk into a first date, they knowingly have the instinct that I am most likely, if not going to, have to pay the entire bill. I may, by chance, pay 50% of it, but I'm most likely, if not expected to, pay 100% of that bill. The woman, on the other hand, does not have that pressure. She does
Yeah.
not have that pressure of anything else. She has the pressure of arriving. Maybe she wants to clean up, maybe she does not. But that is what he's playing out, is just there's a simple expectation of men, that of which is not equivalent to that of what is placed onto women on first dates. Why is that being so? That's all it is. And is there a reason that women have any offering towards that? Do women offer anything in addition to that of why they 100% should be taken care of on that first date, or that of maybe why they should be even just considerably paying only 50% of that bill? That's the argument. Why? Right?
Yeah. Well, I won't belabor it for much longer, but I suppose and maybe this is hypothetical, the question is, do non-traditional women deserve traditional treatment or chivalry?
Yeah, why not? I think that if you're going into a first date and you're looking to have a woman's time and attention, thank you for the time and attention, even if it doesn't lead to a long-term relationship, could be paying for the first date, because women, like, we are aware of, like, that women have more to lose if they go on a first date than a man does.
Well, okay, we can get into that, but you said that the woman's time and attention. So is it your position that women ought to be pedestalized, essentially?
I think it happens.
Sure, it happens.
Yeah.
But do you think that's what should happen?
I think that's what works
That's what works. Okay.
for our society.
You said that women have more to lose when going on a first date. What does that mean?
A woman could get pregnant on a first date if they decide to partake in that, or even if they don't, if something happens where a woman can't consent, there is the risk of that. There's a risk of getting, kidnapped or trafficked, or there's
Can
a
it
lot.
be the same for both?
It's less
You'd be
likely
getting-
for men.
No, you'd be getting a girl pregnant, and you have to deal with it just as much as a woman getting pregnant.
It's a good point. It's a good
And
point.
to get kidnapped and stuff, if you're talking about dating apps, it could be a setup. You could
Yeah.
be getting set up. I think it's just as likely, a man.
For a guy,
Yeah.
I don't think it's as likely.
Just like, celebrities and stuff, they've came out and said, like, back
Okay,
in their...
but even if I were to grant for a second that this is correct, I think that you're right to one small degree that maybe the chances of like SA or things like that for women, of course, are going to be higher than men probably on a date. I wouldn't even dispute that that's true. However, the likelihood of a woman getting taken advantage of on a first date, not nearly as high as that of a man, meaning most men are not going to do this. The overwhelming majority, I'm talking 99 point something %, are not going to do anything to you on the first date. But they could definitely get taken advantage of, and
I think if
hang on, let me finish the point, and then you can respond to it. They could easily get taken advantage of by, let's say, a woman who's not really interested in them having to pay for the entire date, pay for their dinner, pay for their night out, pay for their drinks, pick them up, drop them off. The whole thing is on their dime. And let's not pretend that women don't do this all the time. I would say that men are running a much higher realistic risk than women are. The risk of this happening to a woman on the first date is not very realistic. It's extremely rare. Whereas for men, this happening to them is extremely common, happens nonstop all the time.